It's time for Everything Noob, your source for all things gaming.
Our last show of 2013 starts now, episode 61 of Everything Noob with Vortek, Jemmy, and Dreadlow. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome and goodbye, 2013.
Goodbye, 2013. Screw you.
Yeah,
Definitely. Am I the only one bitter about 2013?
I was okay with 2013.
That was okay.
it's a bad luck number.
I guess nothing too horrible happened to me personally.
A lot of good things happened to me in 2013, so I'm all about this year. It's looking down for next year.
Yeah, next year has a lot to compete with, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yes, last show of 2013. This week we are going to go over our top 5 indie game picks. We're going to actually discuss a whole list of games we want to add and then narrow it down for next week. And then we'll give you our top 5 games starting 2014 of 2013. But
Yeah.
other gaming news before we get to that. We have a lot of drama. Just a lot of freaking drama in the gaming world, and it's pissing me off.
It's a lot of derpiness.
We'll start with that then. There's a hacker group called Derp, and they took
Very
down,
original.
Yes, they took down a whole bunch of servers for League of Legends, EA, and Blizzard Battle.net servers. And their reasoning was for the lulz. They thought it was hilarious. And yeah, they went on Twitter. They made a Twitter account just for their stupid little group of assholes and went on there and started saying, "Oh, we have you now, and we're targeting this person now." And then the servers went down, and gamers were upset. And I guess someone was live streaming League of Legends at the time, and they asked them like, why are you doing that?" And they're like, "Oh, for the lulz, and also we hate money grubbing corporations." And then they said he had to leave because he thought police were on his way to his house.
So,
On their way to his house.
I understand how they hate money-grubbing corporations, and yes, EA is hugely money-grubbing, but like, EA, Blizzard, and League of Legends have 3 different business models, so I'm not sure what they're getting at here.
Yeah,
They should really narrow their field.
Yeah.
definitely.
It's pathetic. I'm so sick of hearing the term DDoS. I don't know about you guys, but it seems to be happening to everyone, whether you're a small-time live streamer, a big-time live streamer, someone who has a website or game servers. It's just so easy to do now, and there's like tutorial videos on how to do it, and there's all this crap out there.
Yeah.
Just like seriously?
Well, there is a way though that servers can protect themselves from the attack. The only thing is that if somebody's like, I guess what it is if too many people connect at the same exact time, the server blocks anybody coming in for like there's a delay time.
Yeah.
And that's how they protect themselves. The problem is if there is a lot of people trying to get on somewhere and it gets bogged down, then it kind of screws everything up for everybody. But it's better than getting a DDoS attack, I think.
Yeah, DDoS is itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and like Mike was saying in chat there, it's true. One click of a button and you can throw out an attack like that. And for the ones that are very amateur, they're not incredibly effective, but they're enough to like cripple someone's internet and ruin a whole live
They
stream.
could cripple a personal user who's like live streams or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could.
So
Which
it's so shitty that there's people out there that are just out because they have nothing better to do. They were raised by horrible parents, and they sit there and they're like, well, let's just screw with people.
No, I'm pretty sure those kids were probably raised by great parents and probably live a cush lifestyle.
That's
They're
what
just
I'm
spoiled
saying.
brats.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Horrible
exactly.
parents.
yeah.
Horrible parents.
No,
that,
some of them have loving parents and stuff. They're just like, they're spoiled because they're privileged, so they don't know what it feels like to be infringed upon.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
It's funny, like some of the things I was reading up on about it, they were saying that it's usually kids that have like an allowance and they get themselves like a prepay card or something, and they go and sign up for these sites that allow them to throw out these attacks. Like, wow, really. And they don't even realize what they're doing. They don't realize that it's a federal offense. All they know is a live streamer they're watching, they can all of a sudden control when their internet goes down. So they think it's the greatest thing ever. Like, they get to watch this guy sit there and rage at his computer because nothing's working.
That's scary.
So, and it's crazy to think how easy it is to get someone's IP address too, and especially the Minecraft community doesn't think about it at all. The kids playing Minecraft do not think about it. They just like, oh, everyone join my server, and they'll put their IP address out there, and all of a sudden, oh no, my internet's down, my parents are mad.
Hosting a server, you can pull people's IP addresses.
Yeah, that's what I mean. No one's careful.
Yeah.
No one takes precautions, and then they wonder why they can't. I can't control my internet goes down because I'm a horrible ISP.
Well, then people say, well, you should go through a virtual network. Well, you go through a virtual network, and now you're dealing with lag and delay and just crappy internet altogether.
Yeah.
That's not an answer for me.
Yeah, it's oh man. I can't stand it. I don't know. I just thought I'd bring it up because this was actually a super recent story. It's on IGN. We'll link it in the show notes. And you can check out all the tweets from Derp. Ooh.
I'm okay with them doing that to EA games, but and I don't know. Maybe League of Legends.
As much as I hate EA, I'm not okay with it because I'm sick of seeing it. The bigger the company that gets attacked, the more news it makes, and the more news it makes, the more we're going to see of it happening because people want the attention.
Oh
yeah, you're right.
I
agree.
We need to make an example of these people.
It's EA, and I hate them so much.
Yeah, I know. And I just what the risky thing about attacking EA is that they will take legal action. They will go through everything they need to do to make sure this person gets what they deserve.
Oh, and in a speedy process too. They will be able to find you.
Yeah.
They have the resources, and their ISP will be on the lookout for you too.
Yeah. I hope police showed up at this person's house, and I hope they go into jail for a while. And I hope it makes news. I hope that makes news because that's the only way it's going to stop. Make an example. Show these kids that it's against the law because if a kid, let's say a minor, gets caught doing this, isn't it the parents who get in trouble? Someone gets in trouble.
No, because there was a couple of viruses 10 years back, maybe a little more, where 17 and 16-year-olds were at the root of this horrible internet worm. No, yeah, they get in trouble. But that is more based on if the courts decide to try them as an adult.
Yeah, that's true.
It's hard to do because I mean if you're a parent of a child and that's 16 years old, I mean come on, I was a teenager. I know what it's like. I'm going to do what I want. I don't care what my parents say. But if they're held accountable for what I do at 16 years old, man, there'd be a lot of parents going to jail. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
it's not. I think they should be held accountable in a different way. I
guess that's why juvenile hall exists.
Yeah, exactly. So, because that would be crazy. Because there's a lot of kids who look good on the outside, but man,
they're rotten little devils.
Oh yeah. So.
Oh, I hate kids. I mean, I'm not even kidding. They are the worst.
Let's just group all of them together.
Group them all.
Sorry to any kids watching our live stream about video games.
No, I'll pluck out the good ones. They are the exception to the rule.
Yes.
I'm not even going to get on my parent rant because parents now are just awful.
Oh my god.
And you should all be ashamed of yourselves.
I can't name names, but I have close friends who gave their what is she now, 7-year-old daughter a fully functioning Android smartphone, brand new, top of the line.
What?
Complete internet capabilities.
Is she
makes
crazy?
Phone calls.
Does she
text,
want her kid kidnapped?
and then also gives her a Facebook account.
And does she wear makeup too?
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh my god.
That is absolute no.
Yeah.
Wow.
7's way, way too young. Hell, I think 13's too young.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I see there's this one girl that comes in. She's probably like 13 or whatever. Comes in with her mom, full makeup, the whole bit. Acts like an adult, and she's 13 years old. And I'm thinking to myself, what is going on here? What's happening? Why are parents doing this?
Yeah, and it's because a lot social media. Here's my prediction. I predict that social media, websites like Facebook, are like the sole contributors, because what happens is these parents befriend their kids on Facebook, and then now they're like liking each other's photos. There's memes out there, and they're sharing laughs and stuff. They're becoming better friends.
They're supposedly keeping an eye on them.
Yeah, but instead they become really close, which is great. It's good to be close to your family, but what happens is it's harder to punish them because now you're really close with them, and they look at you as more of a friend than a parent, and so they're like, guilt's probably 10 times more. I'm not a parent, so I don't know, but I'm assuming the guilt is probably a lot more. Like, how could you tell your friend go to your room, or you're grounded?
Yeah, or take
well,
your
you
phone
love your
away.
kids still, so there's still that guilt. I mean, imagine as you get older in your parent years,
I know.
becomes
Micro's got a
easier
point.
to deal with it. But at the same time, like, being friends with your kids on Facebook doesn't mean you can monitor their Facebook activity. There's plenty of things you can do privately. They could even set up a second Facebook account for their shenanigans you don't want to see. They don't want you to see.
And Micro in chat, he says this went from gaming to parenting.
Gaming and parenting, though, they're a lot of times they are like this.
They go hand in hand.
They
No.
do.
Yeah.
You have
There's
to,
a lot of hot topics dealing with it.
Every time a
That's
Grand
it.
Theft Auto game comes out, you hear about some, soccer mom group out there picketing rock
What we
stars.
need to do is
place.
let's develop a game that you're a kid in it and you punish your parents. That'd be a cool video game, huh?
Oh, it's called Grand Theft Auto. You just play that.
Yeah, it's called Grand Theft Auto. That's punishment enough.
Actually, Call of Duty or Halo without wearing headphones and just listening to everyone scream at each other.
Oh my god.
There's the punishment right there.
There's a punishment.
I hated that. Whenever my headset popped out and all the stupid assholes came screaming through my television, I'm like, oh god.
That's funny, yeah.
What are you doing in there? Halo.
Then you hear this loud F.
Oh, F you.
The F word. And you're like, what the heck? It came from his TV.
What's going on in there?
That's my D. That's my D.
That's my D. Oh, he's teabagging me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my thoughts on trolling. Blame the parents.
I don't know if parents are the problem there.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Which would make pretty much every parent horrible, because I'm pretty sure everyone's gone through a trolley phase. They just have to screw with
I
people.
don't think I've gotten out of my trolley phase yet.
Wow. Yeah, no, I
Well,
haven't
we
either.
know. Yeah. We know Dan hasn't because, he likes to troll people.
There's fun
on
trolling, and then
Minecraft.
there's DDoSing people, though. Then there's federal
Yeah.
offense
Yeah,
trolling.
that's the worst. That's actually
I only
malicious.
troll close personal friends.
That's considered malicious.
That's how you're on my A list. If you get trolled by me.
Oh, she likes me.
Exactly. It's like pulling your pigtails in the playground.
Anyway, so I'm trying to move on from that, but I wanted to make a joke, and never mind. Anyway, Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4 experiencing connectivity issues still to this day. Since it got released in October, people still can't play online in harmony.
Really?
Yeah. So I guess the PS3 to PS4 port was really bad. I know PC users have had a lot of problems. The port from the Rising China DLC from PS3 to PS4, that was bad. So people are having trouble. I know, actually, my dad plays Battlefield. It's probably the only game he plays. And that DLC, he was entitled to it because he got the deluxe version when it came out, and it didn't install for him. It didn't download. But luckily, he went on their serve help thing. Like, you can go into a live chat, and he's like, that was the first time I ever had success with an EA live chat. Like, I told them the problem, and then all of a sudden the game started installing, and he's like, I fixed it. Like, oh, thanks.
That's cool.
Usually it's like, have you tried reinstalling the game? I wouldn't be here if I hadn't tried that already. Believe me,
Yeah, I
this is the
know, huh?
last place I want to start.
What version of Java do you have?
How is that even relevant? Is your refrigerator running?
Is
I better go catch it.
That's an oldie but a goodie.
I know.
So Battlefield 4, I had some trouble with the online. It's not the greatest, but they're working on it. I guess consoles are having the biggest problems though. I have it on PC, but
Wow.
I thought it was worth
PC
mentioning.
Snob.
I kind of went through the
Yeah.
headlines today of just like news stories that were trending. There's not a whole lot going on. End of the year,
it's the
all
end
the
of the
big
year.
games have released, and yeah, this is pretty much just personal story week. Get all the news out of the way, and then we'll just hang out.
Everybody's making their New Year's resolution, reflecting on the year, and being like, it's a brand new year. We're changing this policy.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of policy changes, I didn't read the story, just the headline, but I think I know what it is. Netflix is going to be taking a whole bunch. Well, it's not Netflix doing it, but there's going to be a whole bunch of movies pulled from Netflix because it's starting
not
2014.
again.
Yeah, because I guess a contract was up and there's another exclusive battle. We talked about this like I think a ton of
Oh,
podcasts ago
no.
about exclusive battling over content, and 2014 is going to be a big year for that. You're going to lose a lot of stuff on Netflix.
Pretty
I mean,
much
is
soon
it gonna
Netflix is not going to be even worth
I
having.
know. It's like, come on. What else is there?
Well, there's it's cable and
Amazon
satellite.
Prime, Hulu.
We've always had cable
Amazon-
and satellite.
I've tried Amazon Prime, and unfortunately, the newer movies, even though you're premium or whatever, the newer movies you still have to pay something. It's just a discounted price. So that's out of the question for me because I can get some of the same movies on Netflix for free. So I don't know. It's a mess. It's a big mess.
I'll find that story and link it in the show notes so everyone can go check out exactly what companies are getting stuff taken away. It's not.
It's not
it's
Disney
fun,
because
though.
they just signed a contract.
Disney's going to be added to Netflix eventually.
Well, they've slowly been rolling out movies
I
that were
can't-
Disney to Netflix.
So what is this going to be? Because I noticed there's a lot of
Okay.
family movies and all kinds of cartoons and
So the story comes from the radio station I work for, which is nice because it's whoever wrote this did a really good job of like breaking down everything. The list of movies goes on for way too long. We're not going to go over it, but I can tell you what TV shows are getting taken off right off the bat. Dark Shadows from the late 1960s.
Not going to miss it.
Saturday Night
No.
Live, the 2000s.
They
Okay,
are
is it-
awful.
This is all January 1st, 2014. Mr. Bean, which I actually really like. That's kind of depressing.
Okay, yeah, that's a loss.
The Kids in the Hall and Perfect 10 Model Boxing.
Kids in the Hall was pretty good.
oh, Perfect 10 Model Boxing. Oh no, that's my favorite show.
Is there any like
No.
movies
I didn't even
with
know that
like
existed.
Yes.
There's such a
just
show?
skimming the list? Like
I'll
any
just
movies
okay.
You're gonna miss.
I'll go skim the list right now. Movies. One went out yesterday. Transformers: Dark of the Moon.
Oh, not a loss.
That got pulled. But the
It's
list.
good. I'm glad it got pulled.
Yeah, that was a terrible movie. January 1st list. Let's see if I recognize any. Braveheart, Lionheart, Desperado, Titanic, Ronin, Romeo and Juliet, True Grit.
Are those Warner Brothers?
These might be. Let's see.
It sounds like Warner Brothers.
January 4th, Alice in Wonderland, Immortals, and Dynamite Warrior. Yeah, there's just like, but the list just goes forever. Like, there's so many movies on this list, and this is just the beginning of the year.
Wow.
Like, where this isn't, it's not gonna stop here. But these are probably all under one contract for one
Yeah.
company, and no, Ringo's not on the list. That they're it's not going to stop here. But so a lot of the thing to remember about Netflix, at least for me, if you're someone who likes watching movies no one's ever heard of, then you're going to be the most affected by this. But for me, I've never heard of half these freaking movies, and Netflix is like home to crap movies. because all the really good stuff worth watching is too new, and the contracts prevent it from even being put on Netflix for like a frickin' year. So
And they wonder why people go and download illegal movies.
exactly, but
You know,
I'll tell you
they
what.
Make
won't
it available at a
they won't
reasonable rate. People
Yeah.
will pay for it in droves.
Yeah,
I mean, allow somebody to do it. You know, I thought Netflix was it, but
Apparently, Netflix just, I guess, isn't giving them enough money because even though people are up in arms over the price hike on Netflix because they went up like 30 to 50% in price, and
they did.
yeah, like what was it, a year ago now?
Oh, a year ago. Okay.
Yeah, like people were huge up in arms in that, and I know a lot of people still like being like, yeah, it's just too much because they just don't have anything on there anymore, and so I'm guessing a lot of these companies are just like, well, the Netflix doesn't pay us enough because, for our 30-year-old content, like, no one, for the most part, cares about that anymore.
yeah,
Let us stream it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Netflix is becoming better for TV shows, which is, I mean, that's helping them a lot. And
That's probably where they're moving to, and they're just trying to gradually do it.
Well, they don't want to lose these movies. They just the price of their contract was too much, and another company beat their bid.
What company? Because I'm going to sign
Most
up.
likely Amazon.
I think the exclusivity deal is a bad idea for
Yes.
customers, though. Like, I don't like that line in contracts because that just means, like, expensive prices.
Yeah.
I don't even know why, like, the company. Oh, God. I can't think of the name right now. Oh. The movie companies. Anyways,
Stars
why they would.
or
Well, not just stars, but, like, all of them.
no, not
The
Encore.
the nice generic term for people who make movies. Anyways, I'm very farting. Okay, that's a product of getting hit in the head too hard. But long story. But anyways,
She fought a shark.
I
I'm
know.
serious.
I did. I fought a shark. We'll go with that.
At this rate,
Why would they do that? They would get so much more money in the long run, I think, if they would open their content up.
Yeah, exactly. Why would they?
Either one of two things is going to happen, because the exclusive stuff isn't going to stop. This is going to keep happening. So either someone's going to lose a whole lot of money. Maybe they'll all three big giants will lose a lot of money. I'm talking Hulu, Amazon, and Netflix, but there's more. Yahoo's trying to get their hands in there too. And
No one cares about Yahoo. They're not going anywhere with
Creepy
this.
cat.
I know, it's cute.
Oh.
Creepy cat right behind your shoulder. Anyway, so all these companies are going to lose a bunch of money because people are going to unsubscribe and they're like, no, this is stupid. I watched those and now they're gone. Or people are going to start realizing, you know what? I used to have Dish Network. It cost a little bit more money, but there was no problem. Like, I could record my shows, and I had one service to do it. And they all had their separate channels. They all had their little homes, and so there was no fighting over who was making money doing what. It was just called TV. And we have it. We have it right now. Everyone's like, what's the answer? We have the answer. We're trying to get away from it because it's too damn expensive.
Well, no, it's not just the expense factor of cable. It's also, like, when it comes to streaming's on demand, right? Whenever you want it, right when you want it.
There's a lot more to
and
it than
TV,
money.
you kind of have to make their schedule or make your DVR make that schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they're
that's
getting
only-
better. Like, Dish offers a box that records up to 6 events at once. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
We have one that records 2, and it's like finicky. It's a pain in the freaking ass. So they're trying to stay relevant. And I agree, yeah, the having the on-demand stuff, I know Comcast offers that, and I had that for a little while. That was actually a really good service, as much as I hate Comcast for other reasons, but it was cool. Like, I was sitting at home with nothing to watch, and I'm like, oh, you know what, I missed a new episode of The Office, and I'm like, oh, it's on demand, look at that, and I didn't record it or anything, it was just there. It was a brand new episode that aired the previous day. Done.
Yeah, that is cool. That is cool.
So it's cool that we'll highlight the Jimmy's camera here so we can see the
Oh,
cat.
no. We're done.
It's cool that there's options. There's a lot of options. So competition is a good thing, but I personally want to get away from TV as well. It's $80 a month, I think, for a good Dish Network thing with your DVR and all that stuff, or you could pay $7.99 and stream all the freaking movies and TV shows you want. Unless they all go to exclusive contracts and move away from Netflix, and then you got to pay for 2 services. Oh, but Hulu has something else you want to watch. Now you got to pay for 3 services.
I don't want to pay for 3.
And then you got to remember which show is on which, and now it's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Well, it's
there
like,
will be a DVR for internet service.
Oh God.
TV shows.
Yeah.
I remember
collect
when
all the data and like bring it through one program.
And
I
that
remember
program will
when-
offer exclusive content.
Yeah, I remember when HBO.
No, if it was just a program that pulled the stream and like you could just like bookmark like your shows on each service, I bet they would make so much money.
They'd
Yeah.
have to fight a lot of people to get that though. Because
I remember when HBO.
It'd essentially just be a web browser though.
Oh my God.
poor Leo.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'll go back to petting this cat.
I don't know. The subject's over now.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm
HBO.
just
I
kidding.
ruined it.
No, I was just saying. I remember when HBO played movies.
And they weren't like covered in naked
I'm
bodies
just
and
saying. It's just
like
I feel like-
cliffhangers.
yeah, I just feel like there's no movies anymore. That's why I got Netflix, because I felt like every time I turn on HBO, it's some reality show or some, something, or some documentary or something. I remember when, they'd play movies, and how it worked was, if you couldn't watch it at 8 o'clock on Thursday, that's okay. It's going to be replayed at 12 o'clock midnight on Friday or whatever. You know what I mean? They still.
Yeah, they had like a triple weekend where you had like
Yeah,
3 different
it's
times
like-
all weekend long to see that movie.
It was awesome, yeah. But they don't have that type of stuff on cable anymore, and so when you pay, like you said, like $80 a month for cable, you're not really getting anything.
Yeah, but the only thing they have going for them now is you get to see everything you want to see with one payment. Even though that payment's a little bit more, it's
Yeah.
just now that's looking more appealing to me when I get to the point where I'm going to be wanting to move away from Netflix and stuff, because I already decided that's going to have to happen. They're not going to just turn around and fix this. It's only going to get
No.
worse.
But maybe
You're either
that's-
going to pay more. There's going to be ads, or both. And yeah, companies will still be like, I think you should still pay more than that.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm still bitter over Netflix being so successful because, because for some reason, pirating is everybody's doing that. Nobody wants to pay for their experiences.
I don't pirate anything. There's nothing to pirate. Like, the risk of getting a virus is not worth risking my entire system. Like, I'd
No.
rather pay $1 at Redbox and rent a movie for a night than, own it forever in a crappy quality because I pirated it. Like,
And then the internet service providers, they're keeping an eye out for that kind of stuff. They see multiple amounts of
You could lose
large,
your internet completely.
completely for life.
I know a friend personally who lives close by who got caught because they pirated too much, and I don't know what they had to do to like get out of it. They're not in prison, but I'm sure it wasn't pretty. I've also seen locally, like not from any good friends or anything, but like just acquaintances have gotten cease and desist letters, and that's scary to think like they saw me doing it. Yikes.
Yeah. Well, that might not happen so much anymore because, like, what was it? A couple of months ago, a company got in trouble because the lawyers were actually baiting people with like tracked, pirated. Like, they were putting out their own content to be pirated, and it had trackers in it, and that's how they were finding the people who were doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure like how common like people are getting caught now, as they aren't allowed to bait people anymore,
Yeah.
as that's entrapment.
But it's the
Well-
internet's scary. I don't want to pirate anything, and I can see, but I totally see why people do that. I don't judge anyone for doing it because it's expensive now to do anything. Like the same TV show that's free to watch tonight is going to cost you $1 to buy on or $2 to buy on iTunes.
Well, look at it this way now. If we want to go back to gaming, you got Steam.
Oh yeah, gaming
you
podcast.
got Ubisoft. you got EA. You got all these companies who now have their own little launchers.
Oh,
And so what
God.
Steam got aced
Origin.
out, they can't do EA games anymore, right?
well, I think
Probably
Ubisoft
past
is
a
going to be
certain
backing
date.
off of Uplay.
And
Are
so,
Yeah, I thought they were backing out of Uplay or making it less intrusive. I can't remember.
You play. I just had to get it. I got Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and I knew I'd have to download Uplay, and it downloaded, and it didn't bug me too much. It's still a launcher opened while I'm playing the game, which is annoying, but it was kind of okay. It wasn't as bad as Origin. It just kind of sat there, and when I was done playing the game, it pretty much just, there's nothing to see on it. I just closed it, whatever. So, they all have their own launchers. I wish people would stop doing that, but Uplay isn't the worst. I think Origin by far was the worst for me.
Origin
Like, just-
oh.
well, I think Steam.
Take it out back and shoot it. Just EA, go through Steam, suck it up.
'Cause
Valve
Steam-
beat you out.
Steam
They
is
do it
really
right.
a client
Give
that
in.
sits there and has to run with your game. It does, but it's also a store and a community, and it's well put together.
Yeah, there's
And
a ton of,
Origin tried that, and I'm sure Uplay has its own friends list and stuff, but Steam just works better. It was probably first, 'cause I've known of Steam way longer than Origin, and they just did a good job in making the groups and stuff. Everything works as it should, and gifting is awesome, and their sales are amazing. They win. Stop already. Just cooperate.
Yeah,
with them.
and EA and Ubisoft make their money from winning Steam sales. So why do they have to start their own thing? It just makes it harder. And I think we mentioned this on a past episode where Steam actually, can't sell EA games now because EA wants to have their own exclusive thing, and it's.
What bothers me though is Origin isn't a store they launched because they're trying to emulate Steam basically.
Yeah.
It's a store they launched, but they're not trying to make it open to indie games and other game developers. Here, sell through our store, and so they kind of get a cut of everybody's pie, and then they get tons of direct sale for their own content, so they save tons of money. It's not like Valve where it's kind of a separate entity. We'll use it to push our stuff, but then we'll try to attract other gaming developers to sell in our store. They just want it for EA games, so it's doomed to failure in the long run.
It is. And
there's only so far you can go with that.
Well, here's the thing. Remember Rockstar, right? Rockstar Games.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still do this. You guys would know. In Grand Theft Auto 5, I don't know if it still has it, but they had the Rockstar. I think it was called the Rockstar Cafe or something.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
It was on.
It was like a little social thing. But
the social club.
Here's the neat thing, and this is what EA should really consider. Rather than having a separate launcher, separate everything, just have your social network or whatever you want inside your game like Rockstar did. I thought that was awesome. I don't think it really went anywhere, but
That's
it was
that's
just
sort
an
of
idea.
Uplay, because Uplay is not meant to really replace Steam or Origin or anything like that. It's just here's our social club, and you can buy stuff through us too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what the thing was is it was in game. It didn't launch separately from the game. It was inside the game. Like if I go to what is that?
So it'd be like the Steam overlay, basically built into the game.
Yeah, it's built into the game. Like when you go to LA Noir, you go in there, and in the startup menu to start the game, before you start the game, it's got the Rockstar.
It doesn't. I never get to experience it because every time I try to log into it, it fails.
You can get downloadable. Yeah, it always failed to me too. But I mean,
maybe it's just LA Noir, but
no, it's because we got it way after it was released, so it kind of it wasn't linked or hooked up with it yet or anymore. At least for me, because I tried when I had old Grand Theft Auto, it would launch that thing inside the game, and it would say could not connect to Rockstar or whatever it's called, and I go, oh well, no biggie, I could still play the game,
Yeah.
So I think they just kept changing their login, or they actually changed their name at one point. So. But that's something that EA should do. I don't. This whole exclusive thing. It makes me not want to buy EA games because I'm not going to sit there and have a separate launcher launch up. When especially if these people with Steam boxes. They're going to have a Steam box. It's going to be specifically Steam, and if they want to play an EA game, they'll have to have a launcher come up, and it's going to screw up their whole idea of having a
How
Steam.
would you get? I don't even know if you could put an EA game on the Steam box.
Sure, if it's Linux, you could.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a way around it, but like,
If
could
it's
the
a
average
Linux,
Joe do it? Is what I'm saying.
yeah, it would mess up the whole thing, because when you get on Steam box, it opens up and it turns your TV into like an Xbox or a PlayStation in a way. So as soon as that Origin thing pops up, blam, you don't have that. It doesn't look the same. It's now you're at a desktop and you're going, oh wait, what happened to Steam? Because it took over or whatever. I don't know, but I'm not sure how it's going to work because I don't have a Steam box. But I'm just saying
That's the same concept as
ridiculous.
Xbox versus PlayStation, though. I mean, for an exclusive game on PlayStation, let's say you have an Xbox. Oh, well, I can't play that. I don't have a PlayStation.
Oh, true.
So if you have SteamOS and you want to play an EA game, good news is you could probably install their client on your Steam box if you use if you have like a dual login thing and go to Windows, or I don't know how that thing's working though. Like I've heard so many different ways you can set it up, and it's gonna be a while before it's all gravy. But in all honesty, right now you could have a gaming PC hooked up to your television and just use Steam Big Picture and then have your client. So
yeah, you can do that, and that's what they made it for.
Well, yeah, the Steambox was just an alternative to that, or anybody who was interested in like a more console-y version of it. Like they're not pushing it; it's just an option.
now
It's
they're just
something I
selling
think that the
computers. That's all it
community,
is.
the community kept bugging them about it, and they were going, no, we never don't have plans for that. We don't have plans of that. And then, just so much of it, they got the idea. Hey, you know what? Maybe
It
we
probably
should.
would make a lot of money.
Yeah, and then they just started. They decided to go for it.
It's a good way to bring PC and console gamers together. Like for some reason, there's a stupid war brewing against PC versus console, and I've never understood that because it's just a platform you play games on. I don't know why people are hate one or the other, but yeah,
Consoles are clearly inferior hardware-wise.
you know what I've always said about consoles is that I've never had a virus on a console. I've never had to worry about that. But I've had viruses so bad that I can't play any games on my PC, and that's very frustrating. So
See, I don't want these particular like Steam and all them to have to go through that same situation that we are dealing with movies when it comes to Netflix and Amazon and them having certain contracts with each other where you can only watch. I kind of hate that, but I know that it's something that has to be. It's like I told you about On Live, right?
yeah,
On Live is basically you can play on a tablet. As a matter of fact, I got a tablet now. I can try it. But you sign in your On Live account, and you can play all these games. I mean, top-of-the-line games, and with full-on graphics, without having to, work your PC to death because it's streamed. You just have to have really good internet.
yeah.
And I think, and hopefully, that does not get hurt by this whole ordeal with Netflix and.
There's always going to be exclusive
eventually.
stuff out there, but I think taking it to the realm of TV and movies is going a little too far because
Yeah.
TV and movies have always been in one place, television, and it's always been very easy to see TV shows, and you don't think about it. You just switch the channel, like, oh, this show's NBC, this show's CBS, whatever. But what happens when NBC and CBS are like, no, we want our thing on this service, and we want our thing on this service, and then the guy who just decided to ditch cable is all of a sudden having to pay for two services, and he's like, why? Shouldn't work like this, Gaming's different. We understand the difference between an Xbox game versus a PlayStation game that's exclusive,
right.
And gamers don't get surprised when an exclusive title comes out on a different console they don't own, and that might just be the gaming generation versus the older generation that didn't
Well, I
grow
think
up
a
with video
better
games.
example for this would be like I have Comcast cable versus Time Warner.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
TV networks don't, for the most part, don't exclusivize themselves with a
Yes.
certain cable company.
Yeah, much better comparison. It's true though. Yeah. So it's we're more used to seeing this stuff, but it's just going too far. I don't want to sign up for multiple services, and we're not going to.
No.
So if they think, just like Google forcing itself down my throat, like, oh, you will like Google Plus because now you have to use it, like, or I could just not use it, and something else will come out and trump you guys.
And suffer, not being able to watch this or watch that or play this or play that when it comes to games. I'm willing to, I'm sticking with Steam.
Yeah,
because it works.
I'm with you, Steam.
We have other stuff we got to move on to here. I don't want to run out of time.
You had me at Counter-Strike.
I love you, Steam. So Steam ends this year with 7.6 million users. I think that's amazing.
Wow.
So kudos to them.
Giant user base.
That's
Steam sales.
That's an awesome user base. That's now they are a contender with consoles, and that's amazing.
So consoles obviously have a lot more than Steam does. A lot more users.
But they're catching up. And that's really
the good
cool.
thing.
That's a really nice install base.
But at the same time, like, you get a new computer, you don't get a new Steam account. It's still the same. It's going to be accumulating all over the long term, because you'll always have your Steam account. You don't always have your console, because, like, once that's dead and the next thing comes out, well, the user base starts over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, something I want to bring up before we get into our indie picks is just like 5 minutes before the show started tonight, I got an email from the Stonehearth people. I kickstarted that. That's the first thing I've ever kickstarted on Kickstarter, and I put down, I think it was $30. I think I was in the $30 tier that allowed you to get into alpha when it came out. And the first alpha just came out for download, and you can download it on Humble Bundle right now if you donated $30 to their Kickstarter. And you guys watched me just now. I played it for a minute.
Yeah.
But
it was so adorable.
We're going, Dan. Hey, Dan, the show, Dan. Dan.
It's awesome. It's such a cool little game. So, I'm sure a lot of veteran gamers out there know of Age of the Empires. Jemmy made this comparison. I think it's exactly right. So Age of the Empires was an RTS where you have little soldiers, and you have to gather food and wood and stone, and use it to build up your base. This is just like that, but without the war part of it. And the graphics are obviously a lot better, a lot really voxely, and
and it's different from that in a sense, because the little characters in Age of Empires have a static animation that they do.
Yeah.
They run, cut down a tree, come back, and then they just stand there. These guys are actually interacting with things. Like you sat them in front of a fire.
Down, because it was night, they were cold, and they sat down by the fire. And then they
sat down by the fire,
out.
they put their hands out in the fire, and then they just kind of like wobbled over and fell asleep, and then they woke back up, and they have a character. They have, personality to them. That's what's so cool about it.
Yeah. Ooh, Excel brought up something I actually wanted to buy this, but I didn't. Age of Empires 2 is 75% off right now on Steam.
I know.
The HD
that's
version.
Such a good deal, and that's a really good game.
Yeah. So it's HD version.
That withstands the test of time. They made the HD version so it would work on our monitors
and
stuff, and now it's through Steam and probably not through GameSpot or whatever that stupid network they used to use. GameSpot.
Yeah.
God, it was
like
awful.
that.
I could never play that game online, but now I'm sure it's a lot easier, and I'm still thinking of getting it. It's an amazing game. But yeah, Stonehearth, it's like a mix of Age of Empires meets Minecraft. I know there's a lot of games that compare themselves to Minecraft these days, but this is really cool.
Even meets Cube World in a way.
Yeah. So you control these little characters. You tell them to go gather wood, gather stone, and then you can help them build their base. So I built a wall. I did it by accident, but I hit the wall button, and you just take two pillars and put them, a distance from each other, and then place them, and then they'll build the wall in between those two pillars. So you get control of what the buildings look like, unlike an RTS where you just say build the barracks and build a pre-built barracks. Now they have those templates in there, but then also they have things you can help build as well. Like you design, okay, I'm going to make my wall look like this. I guess Age of Empires did that too, but this is a little bit different. Like I know you can decide where your wall went in Age of Empires, but there's definitely more of a control thing you get from this. It's awesome. It's really awesome, and I'm glad they waited to put out an alpha, because the alpha that I just played for a few minutes looks very polished.
Yeah, like as if it's already released.
Yeah, I'm sure there's not a lot to do. Like, I couldn't get too many options to come up, but for an alpha, it's going to keep me entertained for a little bit, and that's awesome. It's going to get me excited, and so I want to stream it, and if I have time tonight, I might even do it, because I can't.
Are you sure you're allowed to?
I'll look.
You better look at the terms of service before you do
I'm pretty
that.
sure I'm allowed to, but I'll definitely take a look.
Yeah.
I think if they didn't want people to stream it, they would have made it very clear in the email. But I haven't seen anything from them saying, don't stream our game.
You better check out their website. I'm pretty sure like it'll be predominantly listed somewhere.
Yeah.
Like during alpha, you're not allowed.
Yeah, so Stonehearth, the alpha just dropped, and I think, can you still buy to get in there? I don't know. I just kickstarted it and never went to the website.
$15, and you can be a part of their beta for $15, but it ain't gonna come out until middle of next year. Or you can pay $30 and you can get in the alpha right now.
Okay. Wow.
So they do offer a lower price, but you got to wait for the game.
I'm trying to remember how much I backed, because I saw on the rewards, I remember if you back a certain amount, you got like extra copies, and I might have put that extra amount in, but I don't quite remember. I'll have to look. So I don't know. Right now, I just know I have access to the alpha, and I'm super excited about it. Something else I wanted to mention real quick is we've been getting a lot more gaming donations from community members, listeners of the podcast, donating games specifically for us to give away, and I just want to say thank you to them. That's really cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool that you guys have extra games and you're thinking of us and you're thinking of your fellow community members, the Noob Nation as I call them, and
those are our elite noobs.
Yes, our elite noobs.
Those are the elites.
So, no, it's really cool. The game giveaways help us. They help us grow and they help us connect with you guys and give back to you as well. So that's really cool. So we appreciate that. Just wanted to say a really quick thank you to anyone who's donated games. And why don't we get on with it? Why don't we talk about the games we think are our top. We're going to narrow this down to our top 5 indie games of 2013.
Okay.
And I'm trying to figure out the rules, because this is a very last-minute contest we thought of. It's not really a contest of any kind. It's just a thing we're doing. I'm trying to think. There's one thing I was going to ask you guys off camera, but whatever. Do you think we should leave the voting up to them?
I think that should be like half the equation.
Okay. So we'll put a poll on the website, and you can vote on the games we picked tonight. You can vote on the ones that you think should make our top 5 list. So we'll have to set up some kind of poll that allows them to vote multiple times, but
check.
I don't know.
It's a checkbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, you can. Yeah, we'll do that, and that'll be a fun little thing, a way for you guys to get in on the action here. So, I know you guys were writing down games like mad. I haven't, because I was playing Stonehearth. But we'll start with Jemmy. Give us a couple games you think should be on the list.
Stanley Parable.
Oh, I was going to say that one.
Oh gosh. Kind of the Daisy standalone. I mean, I know that's been around. Yeah, the standalone did.
Still 2013 though, I guess.
I had a lot of fun playing it. I never played the mod. And then I totally have brain farted. I had 3 picks, and Surgeon Simulator 2013.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I got 10 of them. No, I'm just kidding.
Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs. Those are my 3 picks.
Is that a standalone or is that an expansion?
That is a standalone.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So I had one listed for sure I wanted to get in there. Game Dev Tycoon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
And I'm having trouble picking games that that are, what do you call it? I can't open Steam without it interrupting everything. Without picking one that was released last year or the year before. But we'll, I guess, come back to me. Spelunky. That was it.
Spelunky, not the free version, but the new
HD.
one,
yeah, Spelunky.
Yeah.
What about Monaco, or was that last year?
Oh.
Oh God, I think that was.
I didn't
wait,
want to
I
nominate.
could look it
I
up.
didn't like it very much.
Oh,
I thought it was
okay.
cool at first, and then I just got over it. I didn't like it.
Well, I know you had played it a lot when it came
Starbound.
out, so.
Starbound,
Oh
yes.
yeah, everybody's crazy about that.
Thank you for taking that from me.
Yes.
Well, this isn't like a
I know, I'm just kidding.
look. We're just compiling the list of the goodies.
Path
I
of
know.
Exile.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I don't want the list to get
That's
too
a good one.
long.
I haven't
so,
played it much, but
Yeah,
what was
we
that?
don't need too many options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we could call these before we put the poll up if something just isn't good enough.
Yeah.
So, I guess for now those will be my picks. Because I know Dreadlow has a bunch that I was going to say anyway. So.
You said them all already, so I guess I don't
What?
have any. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, there's our
I
list.
specifically avoided some because I knew you were talking about them,
Oh.
and I was going to let you
Well,
say things.
Okay, now I'm with you on the. I'm not sure if this was last year or this year, but it's still in alpha, so I guess it's considered still. I mean, I can't believe it's still alpha. Actually, it's unbelievable. Prison Architect.
Okay.
I thought that was the done game.
No,
Wow.
it's actually still in alpha. Believe it or not.
You should look and see if they gave up on it or something.
No, they're sending me updates all the time in Steam.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's
it's
been a
still
while.
updating.
I would assume if they paid to get on Steam that they're pretty serious about finishing
Oh
it.
yeah, they're always updating. They just recently did an update where your what was it? They introduced dogs. Now they have guard dogs and stuff like that. So they're all constantly doing the Minecraft thing.
Delbertina in chat asked if Papers, Please should be on there. Yes, I agree.
Yes, papers please. Yes, yes. That was one I didn't write down, but yeah, I was actually thinking that one. And then 7 Days to Die
7 Days to Die. I'm sure you're going to say Rust next, right?
and Rust. And we can't forget Rogue Legacy.
No.
Seriously, Rogue Legacy. I mean, I like watching people play this game. I mean, that's
It's fun. Everyone has a different reaction to it as well. It's a really cool game.
I can rage. I can't rage quit, but I rage, and then I go and I get another. Oh, let me try this guy out. He's blind. He can't see, so I'll try him out. And then I go through, and I just finally got the where I can save the actual dungeon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you can save it, and I can keep going in there because there was this chest up in the corner that I never was able to get to. So finally I got to it, and there was really nothing in it. So I said, okay, I moved on. But yeah, it's a fun game. So those them. And XL just mentioned Stonehearth, but I don't know if we can consider that because it's not actually released.
It came out, a playable version of it came out today, and I was gonna say it, but I realized, you know what, I know nothing about it, and I don't think it came out today.
Yeah.
No.
You don't think
That
I
would be a
add it either? I was
2014.
gonna ask you
No,
guys,
I
but
think
sure.
that's a 2014
Because, yeah, it's not actually going to be released for...
We haven't had
know.
time to really know if it deserves to be on the list.
I mean, some of these games are alpha or beta,
If it came
but
out
they've been released.
if it came out at the beginning of December, I'd probably say yeah.
Well, yeah. That would make sense.
So-
But so many people can't even play it right now because they didn't, kickstart it and stuff, and they got to spend money that they may not have because they spent all this money on Christmas gifts. So,
Yeah.
Okay,
That's-
we're pretty much at the 11th hour before 2014.
yeah,
So,
New Year's Eve is
yeah.
tomorrow. It's crazy.
It is already.
Are you guys doing any special celebration?
I have to work.
Aw, poop.
Actually, I have to work way
I'm-
more than I thought I did. I just realized how long I have to work tomorrow, and that sucks.
I'm off Chris. I'm working tomorrow as well, but I'm off New Year's Day. So that's kind of neat, I guess. Not really, nothing's open.
McDonald's
Right?
will be open.
McDonald's, I'll have
Walmart
McDonald's
will probably
there.
be open.
Yeah. I stay away from McDonald's though.
Yeah.
Well, you should. But
Sorry.
Yeah.
Mom.
Waffle House will be open. Pretty much anywhere that you should completely always stay away from is probably going to be open.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'm just, I don't know. I don't have too many plans New Year's usually, so I was okay with working. I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, New Year's. We're done making our list then?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like pretty complete for the
Pretty
votes.
good list. I'll go over this real quick. We have Stanley Parable, DayZ, Surgeon Sim 2013, Amnesia Machine for Pigs, Game Dev Tycoon, Spelunky, Starbound, Path of Exile, Prison Architect, Papers, Please, 7 Days to Die, Rust, and Rogue Legacy. 13 games to choose from to help us compile our list of top 5 indie games of 2013.
Yep.
So you guys can go vote on those on everythingnoob.com once we get the post up there. And
Should we throw Mousecraft in there?
oh
No.
yeah, I wanted to throw Mousecraft
Yeah?
in there. So 14.
There you go. 14. That'll make it an even number.
Oh, we got to do 3089
Oh,
and
yeah.
Asteria.
Asteria.
I
There
had
you
this sitting
go.
on my desktop to like remind me. I moved them so I could like remind myself to add those, and I totally overlooked them.
Oh,
So that's 17.
Honorable mentions.
Should we go
Honorable
for
mentions.
20? Should we?
Only if they're actually worth putting on the list.
I know.
I think we don't have time for that because I think once we're getting close to 20, it might start to be hard to
There's
think
too many to pick from.
of
Well,
like really
why don't we do
awesome
this?
indie games.
Why don't we do this? We can tell the listeners that if they can think of a game that we might have missed, they can let us know.
Well, should we
Well,
put
they
it a
have-
write-in?
They
On,
have like 3 minutes.
Yeah. Well, they
If
can
we
do
put
it
a
now. I'm
write-in
talking
thing,
about.
then-
You
I'm
can
talking
put
about
a write-in, and
I
if we
don't
get
wanna-
enough of the same game.
I don't want to
Yeah,
do
we-
that because then
don't
people
wanna
are
do
just
that.
going to keep adding to it, and we'll never pick top 5. It'll just be like 3 votes for
Top-
like all these random games.
top 60.
I
All
guess it just would be a hassle, but
What's RimWorld? Anyone know what that is? Someone mentioned that.
I don't know.
You're on the rim of a world. I don't know.
I've never heard of that one.
We don't know it, and we get to make the rules because we're live and you're not. So I'm sorry, that was mean. No, I don't know what that is. So I unfortunately will not be adding that one. Top 60.
Yeah.
So yes, plenty of games for you guys to choose from, and ultimately we weren't even going to have you guys vote. So I guess we'll figure out how your votes affect the actual decision. And the games that win, absolutely nothing happens. This is just us picking games we liked in 2013. It really doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like a overall like it's just gonna be like national or international.
Yeah,
This is just us.
this is just us.
Maybe
BSing.
we'll be more prepared for the next year's honorary
Yeah,
indie
maybe
games of the year.
we'll make us some kind of an official thing.
Yeah.
But
Now that we've been
tonight's
doing
just for fun.
a podcast for over a year, we can start looking at stuff like that. RimWorldGame.com. Well, Excel linked it. You guys can go check that out. But
Yeah.
looks like Prison Architect. Oh, well, we have Prison Architect on there, so we're good.
We're covered.
Oh, we forgot to add Minecraft, guys.
No, that
No,
has been
that's
out
been
for
out.
years. Nope. Nope. They cannot win any more awards. Sorry.
They have enough
Gravy
awards.
Train is over unless they put out DLC. Sorry, or Minecraft 2.
Or they put out fish in the sea, then I'll be happy. No.
Or
Anyway.
sharks. I'd like to see sharks.
We want
Yeah.
more sea creatures.
That's right.
Or no awards for you.
No more swimming chickens.
No, we won't put Minecraft. We'll just put Minecraft 1.7 on the list.
Oh, no, Minecraft for PS3.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
There we go. No.
Yeah.
Minecraft is not on the list. Deal with it. So
People would be writing that in
we
if
are,
we had it right in.
We are out of time, but I do want to thank
Yeah.
everyone for an awesome year of everything noob. It's been a lot of fun, and here's to 2014.
Yeah,
We'll
Happy
see you
New
in
Year.
2014. Hell yeah!
Yep.
Go vote
See you next year.
everythingnoob.com. All the story, show notes, blah 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 blah. I have to find my outro. That's the Christmas. Here we go.
Thanks for listening to the Everything Noob podcast. Be sure to visit everythingnoob.com for previous episodes, show notes, host bios, and blogs. And while you're there, feel free to write us with any questions, comments, or suggestions you may have. Don't forget to check out the links to our Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch TV channel as well. On behalf of the Noobs, see you next week, and happy gaming.